Hold on, Mavericks fans, what just happened? In a move that's still sending shockwaves across the NBA world, the Dallas Mavericks have traded away their superstar Luka Doncic, the 25-year-old phenom who's already cemented himself as one of the best players in league history. The same Luka who led the Mavs all the way to the NBA Finals, becoming the first player since Tim Duncan in 1999 to record a 30-point double-double in his first Finals game against the Celtics. You'd think for a player of his caliber, Dallas would get a king's ransom in return, right? Well, think again. They've sent Luka to the Los Angeles Lakers for none other than Anthony Davis and a first-round draft pick in 2029. That's it, just one draft pick. But is this really a step forward for the Mavericks, as general manager Nico Harrison claims it is, or have they thrown away their best chance at a championship for the sake of a defensive upgrade? Let's take a closer look and break down if the Dallas Mavericks have lost their true shot at a championship. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you know about our upcoming content. The immediate aftermath of the trade has left fans and analysts divided. On one hand, you've got Anthony Davis, a 10-time All-Star, a 3-time All-Defensive First-Team member, and the 2020 NBA champion. He's a defensive powerhouse, and on paper, it seems like the Mavericks have gained a solid piece. His debut with the team, posting 26 points, 16 rebounds, and 7 assists against the Houston Rockets, looked promising. But there's a catch. Davis, as we all know, has a history of injuries, and he left that game early with a left adductor strain. Not exactly the debut you're hoping for from your new centerpiece. But let's rewind. The trade sent shockwaves through Dallas for a reason. Luka Doncic wasn't just a superstar, he was the face of the franchise. He led the Mavs to their first finals appearance in years and was putting up insane numbers. Letting him go has left a massive hole, and now the Mavs are trying to find their footing without their main offensive engine. So what does this mean for the Mavericks' championship aspirations? Sure, Davis is great on defense, but will he be able to fill Luka's shoes on offense and, more importantly, stay healthy? And let's not forget, the Mavs also got Max Christie and that 2029 draft pick. Both of these are part of the long-term plan, but how soon can they make an impact? With Davis's injury history, the Mavericks have put their faith in a player who may not be able to play at the highest level consistently. It's clear. This trade hasn't just reshaped the Mavericks roster, it's reshaped their future. Whether this is the right move or not will come down to one thing. Can Anthony Davis stay healthy and lead this team to the promised land? Let's talk defense for a moment. If the Dallas Mavericks want to make a serious championship run, this is the area they need to fix. The Mavs have been struggling to lock down opponents, ranking just 16th in defensive rating with 114.76 points allowed per 100 possessions. For a team with title aspirations, that's not nearly good enough. It gets worse. Injuries have only made things tougher. Anthony Davis, brought in to solidify the defense, was sidelined after one game with an injury. With Kyrie Irving out for the season due to his ACL injury, the Mavs are scrambling to hold things together. It's not just about the stars either. Role players like Klay Thompson have struggled, shooting a career-low 38.9% from the field. And despite all this, the coaching staff, led by Jason Kidd, hasn't been able to consistently fix the defensive lapses. With the postseason fast approaching, the Mavs need to find their defensive identity or their championship dreams may slip away. If the Dallas Mavericks are going to make a real push for the championship, they need more than just their stars to step up. Analysts have pointed out a glaring issue: depth. The Mavs are still looking for that reliable third scorer and consistent bench contributors, and it's holding them back. Despite the front office's best efforts to bolster the roster, these problems remain, and they've impacted the team's overall performance. The acquisition of Klay Thompson was supposed to solve some of these problems. A veteran sharpshooter with championship pedigree, what more could the Mavs ask for? But it hasn't gone according to plan. After an initial burst of energy, Thompson's scoring has been inconsistent, and he's struggling to fit into the Mavericks' offensive system. As of March 2025, Thompson is averaging just 13 points per game with a career-low 36.6% from beyond the arc. Not exactly the impact the Mavs were hoping for. Then there's the case of Quentin Grimes. The Mavericks had high hopes for him after acquiring him from the Detroit Pistons, expecting him to bring defensive versatility and scoring depth. But after a limited impact, Grimes was traded to the Philadelphia 76ers. Since then, he's found his rhythm, even scoring a career-high 44 points in a game against the Golden State Warriors. His departure left a noticeable gap in Dallas's supporting cast, especially in terms of defense and bench scoring. But not all hope is lost. PJ Washington has shown flashes of being that third scoring option the Mavs desperately need. In February 2025, he averaged 20 points and 6.5 rebounds over a 2-game stretch, but consistency remains an issue. Spencer Dinwiddie, coming off the bench, has also provided a scoring spark, including a solid 20-point performance in December 2024. Still, the bench unit as a whole has failed to produce consistently, and that's been a big challenge for Dallas. In a bid to address these depth concerns, the Mavericks made another move, acquiring Caleb Martin from the Philadelphia 76ers in exchange for Grimes. Martin brings experience and shooting ability, with averages of 9.1 points per game and 37% from 3. Whether this move will help solidify the Mavs' depth remains to be seen, but it's clear the team still needs more from its supporting cast if they want to contend for the title. Liking the video so far? Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know about our upcoming content. The Western Conference. What a battleground. Can the Dallas Mavericks really survive in this war zone? This year, the competition is looking as relentless as ever, and the playoff push is right around the corner. The Oklahoma City Thunder, Los Angeles Lakers, Denver Nuggets, and Memphis Grizzlies are all gunning for that top spot, and the Mavericks are right in the thick of it. So what's it going to take for Dallas to hang on? As of March 2025, the standings look like a battlefield. The Oklahoma City Thunder are absolutely cruising with 50 wins and just 11 losses. Who saw that coming? Especially with their star center Chet Holmgren being out most of this season. Right behind them, the Lakers, with LeBron James and former Maverick Luka Doncic, sit at 38 wins. And don't even get me started on the Grizzlies. The Warriors, with newly acquired star Jimmy Butler, and the rising Rockets, they're all pushing for a deep run. And where do the Mavericks fit into all of this? Sitting in the middle at 32 wins and 30 losses, just trying to stay afloat in this crazy race for the playoffs. So how do they navigate this madness? But it's not just the competition that's been tough for the Mavs. They've been hit with some major setbacks. First, Kyrie Irving, who's been a consistent force for Dallas, suffers a season-ending ACL tear. That's a huge blow, especially when Irving was putting up 24.7 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 4.6 assists per game. A player like that doesn't just get replaced overnight. And if that wasn't bad enough, their big trade acquisition, Anthony Davis, hasn't exactly been reliable either. After coming over in the deal for Luka Doncic, Davis has been sidelined with a left adductor strain. The Mavs were hoping he'd be the difference maker on both ends of the floor, but now they're just hoping he can get healthy and stay on the court. With all these hurdles, can the Mavericks rise above the chaos in the West? The answer might depend on their stars stepping up and a little bit of luck when it comes to injuries. The Mavs are going to need every ounce of talent from the players they have left, and they better hope the rest of the competition doesn't catch fire. One thing is for sure, this is one of the closest conferences in recent memory, and every single game counts. So let's talk about the pressure on the Mavs' only remaining superstar, Kyrie Irving. With Luka now in LA, the spotlight is 100% on Kyrie. No pressure, right? But here's the deal. Being the sole star comes with massive responsibility, and the more Kyrie carries, the more risk the Mavs are taking on. The NBA season is a marathon, not a sprint. And as the playoffs approach, can one player handle all that weight without crumbling? Since the trade, Irving's workload has shot up. He's now averaging 35.4 minutes per game, up from previous seasons. That's a ton of mileage on those legs, especially in a league where every game feels like a battle. As incredible as Kyrie is, no player is immune to fatigue, and at 32, about to turn 33, it's fair to ask, how much longer can he keep this up at this level? Historically, players start showing signs of wear and tear after they hit 32, and that's exactly where Kyrie is right now with his current injury. So what does that mean for the Mavs? Here's the kicker. Without Irving, the Mavericks have been a mess. They're 3-6 in games where he doesn't play, which is a clear sign of just how much the team relies on him. The Mavs have been leaning on him so heavily, but now with Kyrie not there, the team faces a massive void without him on the court. This has left Dallas scrambling, trying to adjust to life without one of their star players. The Mavs have to recalibrate quickly if they want to stay afloat in the postseason race. The problem isn't unique to the Mavs either. Across the league, star players are struggling with the consequences of being overworked. Just look at the New York Knicks. Overplaying their starter Jalen Brunson has led to an injury and defensive breakdowns. The Mavs are walking the same tightrope with Irving, and with him injured, they'll need to find new ways to manage their offensive moving forward. So where do the Dallas Mavericks go from here? Can they survive the brutal Western Conference, fix their defensive issues, and manage the mounting pressure without Kyrie Irving? The Mavs are clearly at a crossroads, and their championship hopes rest on a few crucial things: health, depth, and how well they manage their remaining stars. With Luka traded away, the Mavs are now fully reliant on their new roster, but without Irving to lead the charge, it remains to be seen if they have enough firepower to make the playoffs. The team needs to adjust without him and continue pushing forward with what they have left. As the playoffs approach, the clock is ticking for Dallas. The Mavs need answers, and they need them fast. Will they rise to the challenge and make a deep playoff, or will lack of depth and injuries cause them to fall short once again? Let us know your thoughts and comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you know about our upcoming content. See you next time.